Hey guys, so this is what I've been doing all weekend. Putting in a screened in porch is basically what this is. Well, you can see all that. We just finished painting it up. That's a lot of work. I'm not a carpenter, but still got to put the screen and stuff on it. And they make stuff called Screen Tight. I don't know how good it is, but basically you just run these little deals up on your 2x4s and then put your screen up, and then that pops over top of it to kind of give it that finished look or whatever. So anyway, so yeah, that's what we got. And like I said, I'm definitely not a carpenter, but I could stick some wood together, so that's what we did. She's been harping on me for a while to do this, and you know, if mom ain't happy, we also always say that, and I promise you, it's the truth. So you gotta take a break every once in a while from what you like doing and do what you don't like doing, which is carpentry work. I'm not a fan. Said I built that shop, and man, you talk about a lot of work. It was just me and one other guy too, so that was another kicker. I mean, it's not like we had a crew to come out and do that, but anyway, all right, so that's it for this. Get you on the truck here in a second. I'll go over something with you guys on this truck. Some things that I learned. We'll call this lessons learned, I guess. So, if I had this to do over again, would I do it the same? No, not even close. Why? Because it was a pain in the ass. I can get that bedside, literally undo all the, and I've done this before. I put two bedsides. I've actually put bedsides on a truck just like this. Redid the cab corners and everything. I think probably told you guys that before. Anyway, so here's the deal. This truck is 15 years old. So this paint is not the same color as it was when it came out. And so the blend looks fine. That's not a problem. The problem is let's see if this will show up. Can you see that Z71? It's like a shadow. And that might show up, it might not. But anyway, it's like a shadow right there. You can still see it. It's brighter. It's brighter than the rest of this. So obviously, over the years, this paint has darkened up somehow, the pigmentation or whatever. So the paint that I have is basically the standard, whatever number it is. When you shoot that, it shoots this color. Okay, so now my truck is this color. The problem is, and my boss used to tell me this all the time in older cars. He goes, you can't match them. You can try. I mean, you can try. You can blend it, whatever, and it'll get close. But he said you're never going to get it to match. The only way you're going to get this whole truck to match is to paint the whole truck, because this paint is too old. It's 15 years old and it's actually changed colors. So to do all this work that I did and you know, welded all that in, I just did it for a challenge more than anything, because literally I could have bought one of those panels, and they're pretty nice panels from LKQ for 250 bucks. I could have popped all the welds off, popped the new one back on, literally scuffed it and shot it and been done. The only problem with that is when you shoot, from my understanding, when you shoot the whole bedside, then you've got this color that might not match this color, so then you end up blending into this door. So with this, I ended up just blending a couple spots or whatever, but in the right light, just in a perfect, I mean, I don't think anyone else could ever tell, but me, I can tell. You can see that it's a little bit different color, and you really got to look, and I don't think anybody's ever going to pay attention. But I noticed this Z71 being a little bit different, darker here than here, just because that sticker was pulled off and this didn't get the UV rays and whatever else messes with the paint. However that did that darkened it up. Now I'm kind of, I have to do whatever I can do. When I go to O'Reilly's or whenever I go to whatever paint place and say, hey, I need this color paint, they're going to mix it up and that's what I'm going to get. When I worked at the body shop, we had a paint bank. And so if we run into this and say, okay, we mixed this color here up, and we looked at it, we come out and we looked at it in the sun, we said, oh no, this is darker. We could add some, some different pigments, probably black or whatever, and darken this up to make this. Well, I don't have that luxury because I don't have a paint bank. So just kind of throwing that out there for you guys that are doing this on your own and you got an older car and you're going to try to blend something out like that. It might bite you in the ass. This one is not so far off that it's going to bite me in the ass, and even if it was, I don't care. But yeah, this is darker. It's just a little bit. What else was I going to say about this whole deal? I haven't cut and buffed that yet. I've been busy, obviously really busy doing the back porch. But I thought I'd make this video real quick. And this is in the shade with the trees, so it's not really a good place. But like I said, even from here I can still see the Z71. And that sticker will go right back over that. It's no big deal. But yeah, you almost really need a paint. If you're going to do this older stuff, you really need somebody with a paint bank that can blend and tint your paint. Otherwise, like I said, you just go to the store and get a standard color, take your code in and say, hey, I need Victory Red, whatever it is, 20, whatever, hell I forgot, but whatever. They're going to give you that standard color, and you're basically at the mercy of whatever, you're kind of guessing, you're kind of hoping. So anyway, just remember that when you're trying to do a blend or whatever on an older car. And even if I was to paint that whole thing, it still would have been a different color than that, because I blended, my blend was over here and down here. This is all original, so it's kind of still, but in the right light I can still see it's just a little shade brighter. And like I said, nobody's really ever going to notice that. Nobody even gives a shit about this truck, really. But if you were doing it for a customer, for something like that, yeah, it just makes me want to go, well, I'm not really interested. That car's too old. You get some of these new cars and they're, in a collision or whatever, it's probably not so big a deal. But yeah, somebody brings you their 90 model Mustang or their older truck and says, hey, I want you to, blend this and match that. Unless you got a paint bank, you're probably not going to get the paint on the money. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's a bunch of experts out there on this subject. I'm not one, but I'm just telling you from my experience. And I painted this hood when I worked at the shop. We actually bought this hood, and that hood is that standard color, and it is just a little bit lighter from here to here. Not so much that anybody's ever said anything, but I can notice it. I can tell a difference, but it is what it is. Of course, I ran into pushed a fence one day. That was pretty stupid, but anyway, yeah, it came out nice. It still has the dents in it. It still needs to be cut and buffed out, and I'll take you guys along for that deal. Or at least the guys that wanted to see it, But that's going to be it for today. I'm just going to try to make this a little quick video. Like I said, I've been busy with that deal. So you guys have a good one, and thanks for watching. See ya.